We talk a lot about manifesting through our thoughts, but thinking is only one aspect of ourselves. I was reminded last night as I was pondering on manifestation on Rudolf Steiner's teachings, where he goes into explaining how the inner life is made of thinking, feeling, and willing. And he talks about this a lot in his book, How to Know Higher Worlds. A modern path to initiation, and also in many of his lectures. I mean, I actually hear thinking, feeling, and willing all the time in my head and think about Steiner. I wanted to talk about this as far as manifestation goes, because I think that the focus is so much on the thoughts that it's kind of misleading because it's not a complete system. So we can easily access thoughts, right? Thoughts are important. We can access our feelings. I feel like culturally we're in a place where our feelings are very much being assessed, which is great because there was points in history where that wasn't really the case. But the will seems to be more unconscious for us at this time. So the will shows itself and becomes real through movement, action, doing, creating. It shows itself in the way that we begin things, the courage that we call upon, the persistence that we carry, and the choices that we actually follow through on. So you can have a thought all day, but if you do not direct the will to help bring that thought into reality, then how are you going to create anything, right? So we cannot manifest on our thoughts and our thoughts alone. Thoughts may inspire us, but they do not move the world. The will moves the world. And only when our actions join our thoughts can something new appear within our lives. So Rudolf Steiner talks a lot about children and particularly education. And in his system, he teaches that children grow their will through things like movement, play, imitation, rhythm, not through thinking. We do the same as adults. So we strengthen our will by taking small steps, by practicing our craft, repeating what matters, and aligning our actions with our intentions. So it's a little bit more complex than just having a thought and sending it out into the ethers. There's more involved in manifestation. Manifestation is not a thought process. It is a lived process. So the moment that we begin to act, even in a small way, the will begins to wake up and our outer world shifts and reflects that. So thinking about this through an astrological perspective, we want to bring the planets in. We want to work with the energy that we have. You know, the sun is our central purpose, our vitality, and we can direct the sun through Mars. So Mars is our ability to act on our desires. Mercury is connected to our thoughts in the mind, so that is very important. The moon to our feelings, our deep inner world. We would call upon Venus when we're attracting. So when we think about law of attraction, you know, thoughts, yes, but Venus as well is included in that process. Saturn is really important as far as sustaining the vision, right? Jupiter is important for maintaining the enthusiasm, being able to grow the vision beyond maybe that initial seed. Neptune is associated with dreams. So a lot of times before we really chew on it, it starts out as a dream, just like this inner process, and then we start to think about it. We start to bring it forward through the thoughts. Uranus is great to work with when we wish to call upon our own authenticity and to create something totally original and unique to us. And Pluto is important as far as bringing forward any unconscious themes that may be limiting us and affecting us in a way that's hard to put our finger on. So we want to think about ourselves and our lives a little bit more complexly to get a more complete view of how to manifest and how to work with our energy a lot more intentionally. So if you wish to explore all this in your natal chart and get a deeper understanding of the planets, I am teaching an astrology class on January 24th, and I also do astrology readings. So you can sign up and learn more about all this on my website, astralmeadow.com. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next time.